know it's just Stephen A, ladies and gentlemen, and we need to just take it with a grain of salt. But what I do want to say, I'm not surprised by this report. So, if you guys haven't been following, Stephen A says Damian Lillard isn't happy in Milwaukee. Quote, if Milwaukee loses, I think you need to consider moving Dame up out of there. I'm not talking about his game. He's not happy there, end quote. If you guys have been following, I know Dame a few months ago said a lot of things are going on in his life, like a divorce, and he moved halfway across the country. And the other thing is, besides all of that, and I don't mean to be rude, Milwaukee fans, Milwaukee wasn't where he wanted to go. Besides Miami, I think the whole thing was he wanted to go to two types of places. A, he wanted to go to a warm weather place after playing all his career in, Portland, which is kind of a cold, rainy area in the Pacific Northwest. And besides that, I think he wanted to play for an organization that there was solid structure, that there wasn't going to have to be building around. In that sense that, like, the Miami Heat, they were, Pat Riley, okay, and Heat culture. And Eric Spoelstra wasn't going to get fired. And that the team was built there. And I don't mean to be rude. I've said this for a while, like between friends. I don't know if I've said it on the channel, but I said if they suffered a bad, like a first round exit, I wouldn't be surprised if Dame makes some noise, as this wasn't what he was expecting. He wanted to go to championship run, and this team still can go on a championship run, obviously, albeit Giannis Antetokounmpo getting hurt doesn't help them. I think when you look at this and this storyline, that Damian Lillard is a guy who he's looking at this team and he's thinking, I think they didn't do a good job of building their roster. There wasn't enough defense. They basically, traded for Dame, kind of, jerry rigged a bench together that wasn't what they don't really necessarily all season. Until they got Pat Bev, they didn't have a backup point guard who could play meaningful minutes. Outside of Malik Beasley, Pat Connaughton, AJ Green, Jay Crowder, and no offense to any of those guys, but Chris Middleton isn't what he used to be, so there wasn't anyone to pick up that slack to be that double-digit scorer. And then outside of Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez, I think they didn't have any other front court help to help out Giannis Antetokounmpo in terms of Jordan Nwora. I think they were hoping was going to develop into their Kyle Kuzma. I know that's crazy what I'm saying, but obviously on a Walmart store brand version, but a guy that they developed who could play the combo forward position and allow them to play the small ball unit. And they don't have that, and they don't have anything. In Doc Rivers, they have a losing record with Doc Rivers, and I don't think Dame necessarily meshes with Doc either. I think for the other reason why you might think, okay, even if Dame doesn't request a trade, why do I think maybe Dame does get traded? Because if they trade Dame, they can recuperate on some of the value and maybe build this roster's old. I think that's the other thing. I think Dame can probably see that, and that might be why he's upset. It's not a lot, they have a small window, and that window is closing. So for him, it's just a matter of frustration at this point. And you have to wonder, is it worth it to continue to stay? Because realistically, is Damian Lillard happy here? I don't know, and I don't think so.